I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98, kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, just $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely.
Hey guys, welcome back. Josh here, Oreo Express. It is still Thursday. Guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Some of you finishing up your work day. Some of you finishing up your retirement days. Some of you finishing up all kind of stuff. Well, we got some new news for you today. We're going to be covering. Want to say thank you for everybody tuning in. Appreciate you. We got Hunter, Texas Bigfoot, Texas RW, Pixie, Marsha, Old Uncle Bill, and Mom X Swift. How are you guys doing today? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. We're going to talk about some new stuff that's came out today. Talk about a bill in Oklahoma. Sad we need the bills, but and also Democrats just continuing to say, hey, we don't care about the government. Shut it down. When for years, every time the Republicans didn't like something, oh, it's a Republican shutdown if they don't vote for it. It's a Republican shutdown. Knowing damn well that this is a Schumer shutdown, and we'll get into all that. Also got some information about Trump asking the Supreme Court to get involved in some stuff, obviously. Some more cuts by Doge, which is great. A couple things that the Department of Education is cutting, which is good. Also got a little message from Carrie Lake we're going to share with you. And what's Trump's plan if he could balance the budget, which is, again, very hard to do. That's why Democrats are pushing back so bad. And then Gavin Newsom saying tariffs are bad. I just think this is funny. I just had to get gas here in California, where everywhere else it's $3, $3.09. I think the national average right now that I looked up this morning was $3.09 or $3.04, and I just had to pay $4.49 a gallon here in Central California. My gas and electric bill is probably 3 times what yours is. And he's telling me tariffs? Really, tariffs are going to raise my cost of living? I live in the highest cost state in the land, in the continental 48. Hawaii is more expensive. But we're also going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about how Gavin Newsom extended Medi-Cal, free health insurance for all the illegals. Republicans raised concern. Hey, this isn't good. Now he is looking for $3.4 billion, I believe. We'll get into it all. $3.4 billion. You know why? When Democrats are screaming, Trump's going to cut your Medicaid, Gavin Newsom actually is bankrupting Medi-Cal. So we're going to get into that and talk about that. $3.44 billion, actually. And it's just sad. And we'll see what happens. And then we got a little bit more on the border and our population, where our population growth came from. And I'm sure you can imagine where that population growth came from as Biden was the president for the last 4 years. Or not Biden, but you know what I mean. And then we got an update on a story we told you yesterday about the city council that was appointing that trans person that just had all kind of disgusting and sick posts we showed you. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to have some fun. Haha's in the house, and she just gifted 5 subscriptions to the Oreo Express. Say thank you to Haha if you're in there, guys. You don't know how much this means to us and how much it helps us out here at the Oreo Express. If you are not a member, jump on, become a member. It's $5 a month. Go to your internet web browser, jump in our chat right now, and at the bottom, it says, let me see. You know what? Yeah, at the bottom, you can become a subscriber. It'll say subscribe. If you want to donate them and you want to donate subscriptions to other people, that helps us out too. You can click that little gift basket at the bottom. Thank you, Haha. Appreciate you. And everybody, Rosa Rees, C. Marsha, and everybody else that was gifted that, if you would give Haha a shout out and say thank you, because we appreciate that. It's the only way we can stay on the air, and you guys have been excellent. Let me get this. Okay, we are ready. We're ready to rock and roll. One thing I missed yesterday, I don't know how I missed it. I'm online all day long looking up news stories. Oklahoma, this was from Libs of TikTok. Oklahoma House has passed a bill requiring convicted child sex offenders to undergo chemical castration before they can become eligible for parole. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't ever parole them, but they do get paroled. Now, in order to have your parole granted, you have to be chemically castrated. And again, Oklahoma, I don't know if this now has to go to the governor's desk for them to sign it. But this is a step in the right direction. It says sex offenders, parole eligibility, treatment, conditions, testing, rules, immunity, parole, exception, codification, effective date. And this was House Bill number 2422. You know what? I just noticed something. It's dark in here. I don't even have the studio lights on. Man, it was like Oreo after dark in here. It says new law, a new section of law to be codified in Oklahoma statutes is section 332.22, title 57, unless there is created a duplication in numbering as follows. Hormonal treatment means the administration of medroxyprogesterone acetate. So in English, that means chemical castration. I think that's great. I think that's absolutely great. And we got Karen in here, shared to 3 sites. The Cusser Pixie in the house. M. Powell in the house. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. Appreciate you guys. Now let's move on. Let's see this. So this is the story we talked about yesterday. This is insane. It was about Linwood City Council and them appointing city council member Neil Robert, who identifies as Jessica Roberts, and Fox 13 is finally reporting on it. This is from Andy No. He says local media in Washington State is now reporting on the graphic photos and disturbing messages about violent rape posted online by woke trans Linwood City Council member Jessica Roberts, Neil Roberts. Take a listen to this.
Roberts was approved unanimously. To be clear, up until this discovery was made on Monday, none of this was being done in secret. She was sharing explicit images of herself. Internet linked to all her social media accounts. But before we do get into the rest of this story, we want you to know what we're about to show you is relatively graphic. It's the local expose now burning a hole in the internet. A newly appointed Linwood City Council member scrutinized for explicit content which has some people questioning whether she's fit to lead. The firestorm started Monday when images that are months, if not years old, caught the public's attention. Visit Jessica Roberts' Instagram, click the link, and you're transported straight to her adult content, hiding in plain sight and serving as a stark contrast to her civic ambitions.
I feel my voice would be useful.
After talking with current council members, I learned statements made by Roberts online raised eyebrows even further. Specifically, alleged dark and bizarre Reddit commentary too disturbing for us to air. Roberts sent me this statement defending that, quote, while I appreciate and understand the concern regarding the revelations around my personal life, this would not impact my ability to do the job I was appointed to do or my ability to serve my fellow residents. You've heard what she has to say, but everyone online wants to know. Why was there no vetting? Why did we learn about this after council selected her? 19 candidates applied for the vacant seat, and of that, 8 were selected for interviews, Roberts among them. Roberts was approved unanimously.
So, and we covered this yesterday, just to give you a little backstory. Oh my gosh, these people. Well, it won't affect
To be
me
clear,
serving
up
my
until this
neighbors
discovery
and the
was
public. And this was some of the stuff yesterday that we showed you, just to give you a breakdown of that. Again, this is Neil Vincent Robert pretending to be something he's not. And this is the OnlyFans page. It won't show you too much. A bisexual trans woman with itty bitty titties and a big girl cock. Come have fun with me. Well, some of the stuff we got to cover on this show, I would have never imagined, guys. Their urge to breed is wild. This is some stuff Andy No put up. If you want trans content, come check out my OnlyFans links. Also, I love the idea of grabbing a pretty girl and using her as a breeding pet. And once I've gotten her pregnant, sharing her with my fellow trans femmes. These people, the rape fantasies, everything that one. I mean, that's just normal. That's just what every adult male who pretends to be a female, again, possessed, demon possessed. I don't think there's any help for people like this. This is a child rapist up here. This is a child rapist up here, regardless to what anybody wants to say. I don't see how we can coexist with these people, and put that out there, screen record it, put it all over the Reddit, everything else, because these people are absolutely insane. But that's all right. Nothing should surprise us anymore. This was a Libs of TikTok one. LGBTQ professor at public university posts extreme pornographic videos of himself masturbating on campus. Kyle Miller, a research assistant professor, operates multiple social media accounts where he posts videos of himself masturbating at various locations on campus. He reportedly takes requests from users on Blue Sky on which campus location he will masturbate in. He claims that he was almost caught and finds sexual pleasure in the risk of being discovered. The person is a professor who teaches students at a taxpayer-funded institution. How many more are like this here? Let's just show you this right here. My primary responsibility abilities include managing data collection efforts, proposals development, data analysis, study coordination, project management, write-up findings for journal articles and presentations, and assisting in future grant submissions. I have a feeling this is like 40% of the people that Trump is laying off. We just don't know it. We haven't caught him yet. And here's some of that. It's blocked out, so it isn't too graphic. But you could see it's blocked out. These are all different areas in the college campus. And he goes, hallway, gay, and he put hashtag gay porn, hashtag cum shot. Had a request on Blue Sky to masturbate in lecture hall. Short vid because I almost got caught. How about this one? My office is always open. Excuse the poor cable management, but if you want to clean it up while you're on your knees, you can. I had a request for toys and a stairwell on campus. It says, F, this was hot, and I don't know if it was the risk or filming for you guys that had me turned on. Your tax day, Democrats will defend this pervert. Democrats will defend this pervert. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just old school. Like, 60 years ago, some pervert doing this, they wouldn't have needed to call the cops. They wouldn't have needed to call the cops, and the community would have thanked old Bubba for what he was doing and his service to the people. And I guess since Libs of TikTok exposed this, oh, come on, refresh. Hold on, let me pull it up. Since Libs of TikTok posted this, oh, maybe there's not. There was a one that I had a little while ago. You know what? We can add this one. So this one I was looking at earlier. All right. Well, there's another one where he has now deleted his LinkedIn and other stuff. Typical stuff we see when these perverts get caught. Check this out. A small child was jumped and viciously beaten by a mob in Baltimore. The child was repeatedly stopped and punched and was stripped of his clothing. 5 teens have reportedly been charged, but police are saying this is not a hate crime. Wonder why this story isn't making national news.
You saw him
You can
on
already imagine what it's like. So the person on the ground is white. Everybody's stomping him and ripping off his clothes is not white. Why isn't this a hate crime?
You see Chalman on there? Daquan Chalman? Chapman? You saw him on there?
I don't even want to watch no more. That makes me, oh man, if that was my kid, you guys, I would be with some of the most prolific killers in the world, because again, those animals, those cockroaches that do this, and again, it's because of society. They have shitty parents. There's no accountability. When those teens or whatever got arrested, their parents were like, oh, but Johnny, man, he just did his Bible study yesterday. He's a great kid. He would do, like the Breonna Taylor story. And it's just disgusting. It's sick. And I feel for that kid. I hate to say this like I do, but I came from a background where, back in my days, you did box. You didn't have 50 kids or 20 kids or 12 kids ripping somebody naked and trying to humiliate them. If you had a problem with somebody, couple jabs, they would hit the ground and you would walk away and the rest of the group would pick them up. And you got to say, guess what? I whooped your ass. And you had those bragging points. And a lot of times you ended up becoming friends because it solved your differences. I can't tell you how many good friends I have that I fought either on a school bus or at school that I still talk to today. It was almost like, and it's different now. There was some of this going on, some punks, but I think the majority of students looked at these students and would bully these students for doing this when I was growing up. And that is just sad, but no hate crime. No hate crime. Imagine that. I guarantee if it was the other way around, there'd be a hate crime. You know that, and I know that. Check this out. I just want you guys to watch a video because we're working on making America healthy again as I drink my protein shake right here. I make the best protein shakes. Oh, let's get this up here. Come on. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I'm the Secretary for the Department of Health and Human Services. In the final months of the election, President Trump repeatedly called for removing toxins from our food supply. He added his voice to the millions of Maha moms who were touting the Make America Healthy Again agenda. The first step is radical transparency because right now, not even the U.S. government knows what's in our food. In 1958, the government created a designation called Generally Recognized as Safe, or GRAS, so that we can make common ingredients like salt and baking soda exempt from testing. But today, it isn't just salt and baking soda. Food companies and cooperative regulators have enlarged the GRAS exemption so that these companies can decide for themselves whether a substance is generally recognized as safe. No FDA approval is needed. European nations, on the other hand, require that a chemical be proven safe before it becomes a food ingredient. In our country, the GRAS standard means that every chemical is presumed safe until proven dangerous, and that proof might not happen until millions of Americans are sick with chronic disease. This mass experiment on the American population with GRAS has, in short, been a catastrophe. We now have around 10,000 chemicals in our food, while Europe has only 400. For example, titanium dioxide, potentially linked to DNA damage and cancer, is banned in the EU, but it's in our children's food. Potassium bromate, a suspected carcinogen, banned in Europe and Japan. And you guessed it, it's in our children's bread. Food dyes such as red dye 40 and yellow 5 and 6 come with warning labels in Europe. They're linked to behavioral issues in children, but in the US, they're generally recognized as safe. I can't really blame the food companies. They're just doing what we've allowed them to get away with in a system that's taken on a life of its own. We all agree now that it's time to change the system, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I am today directing the FDA commissioner to start the process of changing the rules to eliminate the self-affirming GRAS pathway for new ingredients. I'm also directing the FDA and NIH to ramp up post-market assessments of GRAS chemicals currently in our food so that we can rapidly identify the compounds that are making Americans so sick, and so that American consumers and regulators can make informed decisions. This issue isn't going away. Moms aren't going to return to wanting chemicals in our food that are banned in other developed countries. Even industry knows that we have to change. So I promise you, I'm going to work with all parties, the companies, the moms, the scientists, the consumer advocates, to make American food the healthiest in the world the way that it was when I was a child.
I think that's great news that he's getting to work. He's hitting the ground running. He met with those moms. Was it earlier this week? Generally, what was it? Generally safe, foods that we don't even know about, all these dyes, everything that other countries have removed. And I'll tell you what, 10 years ago, I was like, give me more GMO and everything. But when I looked into it, again, we need to worry about America. Let's see what Grok says right now. What percentage of children are obese in the United States? Figure translate to about 14.7 million youth above BMI above the 95 percentile. I know, and it's different when you go to different areas. If you go to different neighborhoods and you travel like me and you drive by a school, like I'll be honest, you can drive by a school in my area. Yes, there's overweight kids, but a majority of the kids are athletic, again, come from a background where their parents are on them or making them do sports and doing everything else. But when you go to some of these other areas, man, it's just crazy. You're like, that kid's 12? That kid weighs more than me. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that they can get all these toxins out of our food. And I was a little disappointed because I did look into this to see how long sometimes it takes. And again, we're talking by some of these changes won't be done until the end of Trump's administration. And it's not because it's because the process it takes, the testing it takes, and you have to give these food companies a certain amount of time to change things. I know Steak and Shake has been making the news over the last last week or so. RFK Jr. went in there with Sean Hannity, and they were trying out their beef tallow fries. And we don't have a Steak and Shake around here. It closed down 7-8 years ago. But we might be traveling this weekend. We're looking at some locations. And if we do, I know there's some Steak and Shakes. I don't know if we're going north or south. There is some, I don't want to give up too much information, but I don't think this will tip anybody off. There's some Tesla protests, and there's some other things going on through the state of California. So I don't know if we're going north or south yet. We're going to find out very soon. Check this out. This video from Maxine Waters, the person that says, get in their face. The person that has called for violence against Trump supporters, called for violence against Donald Trump. Listen to what she says.
Civil war. What does Trump expect? Oh, I believe he expects confrontation. I believe he's working toward a civil war.
So again, they say this stuff to justify their actions. If you have Bob over here and Bob is ruining your neighborhood, Bob hates you. Bob wants your child to die of cancer. That's why Bob is defunding cancer research. And Bob wants a civil war. Oh my God, I got to do something about Bob, right? It's just insanity. I don't know what that batshit crazy woman's ever done for her constituents. We've been through her area, and you want to talk about a poor area. It's horrible. And again, just like we showed you CNN, you know what? I think I got a CNN article I'll bring up here in a minute. CNN, MSNBC saying Trump wants to outlaw protesting. We have Tesla dealerships getting shot up on a regular basis. We have the charging stations burning down, which is our energy infrastructure. We have all this going, and Trump's like, we're going to put an end to it. So check this out. Police are investigating a second shooting at a Tigard Tesla dealership in a week. They say the shooting was reported just after 4:15 this morning. Around 10 to 15 shots, and they say there's extensive damage to the building and vehicles. So I'll just show you a picture of that the reporter got outside there. So we don't know how much, but I don't care if it was $1. It's probably going to be in the neighborhood. I mean, you think about it, you shoot up a brand new car, it loses value. They have to repair it. The building, the windows, probably over $100,000 worth of damage. And Democrats are silent. CNN says these are peaceful protests. Peaceful protest, right, CNN? Let me see if I have that one up here really quick to show you where I think I bookmarked it. Let's see. Yeah, I think
dealerships going beyond vandalism, that could be an act of domestic. Like if you are attacking Teslas or dealerships, going beyond vandalism, that could be an act of domestic terrorism. But I do want to ask about this as resistance. Is this what resistance should look like?
So Trump thinks that if you try to kill cops to overthrow the government and change an election, that's not domestic terrorism, but somehow having a protest in front of a Tesla dealership is. The bottom line with Trump is freedom and liberties belong to people who agree with him, and that's it.
See how they're trying to spin that to their 14 viewers? And some of them are eating it up right now with their mush brain. hoping their city council gets a transgender person. I mean, this is what we're dealing with right now. I mean, it is an absolute
his view of
clown world.
America.
They ask a simple question. Is shooting up, burning down Tesla charging systems, throwing Molotov cocktails through the windows of Tesla dealerships, and attacking and assaulting people driving Teslas, is that resistance? Oh, let's go back to January 6th. This dude, he's a Democrat out of Massachusetts. He's a dumbass. So this was, I think, in New York. Savannah Hernandez says, imagine being a grown-ass adult and spending your Thursday afternoon breaking into a Tesla dealership to call the man cutting government waste a Nazi. Ever notice, like, well, he's the token, but most of them are white. I wonder if he gets extra pay from Soros. All white, the white liberal destroying America. And we always told you it wouldn't be Black Lives Matter because there was no Black Lives Matter without liberals, white liberals, angry, single women who just hate America and everything it stands for because they're emotionally wrecked. They're emotionally wrecked. I'm just being real. It's just crazy, folks. And then we talked about earlier, if you missed an earlier show, go back and watch it. We appreciate you guys when I know you can't make all the live streams and everything, but always go back and watch it. It helps us out with our numbers, and you might learn something. You might learn that I'm crazy as some of these people I report on. Who knows? Check out what Senator Tom Cotton said about Chuck Schumer. Now, we played earlier all the Democrats from years past saying we can't shut down the government. That hurts the American people. That hurts the economy. Republicans just want to hurt the economy. Now they're saying we're going to shut down the government. It is a Democrat Schumer shutdown. But I love listening to Tom Cotton. Listen.
Of why we're on the verge of a government shutdown. Just a few months ago, Senator Schumer and my Democratic colleagues held the majority here. During that time, Republicans joined with Democrats to vote 11 out of 12 government funding bills from committee. 11 out of 12. 6 of them were unanimous. The other 5 passed with overwhelming bipartisan support. That would seem to be a great accomplishment in a too often divided Washington. 11 out of 12 bills, 6 unanimous, 5 with overwhelming bipartisan support. But even though we had all those spending bills ready to go last summer on a bipartisan basis, then Majority Leader Schumer failed to bring a single bill to the floor from August through the end of last year. Not a single bill. Even though, yet let me say it again, 11 out of 12 passed out of committee, 6 were unanimous, and the other 5 were overwhelmingly bipartisan. Not a single one. Senator Schumer had 224 days to bring those bills to the floor for a vote. 224 days. What did we do instead?
Listen.
He chose to prioritize election year stunts, trying to distract voters from Joe Biden's disastrous border crisis. He had a vote on mandating government-funded fertility treatments for biological men. More important than funding the government. We also confirmed a whole host of unqualified Biden nominees you've never heard of for jobs you didn't know existed. Not to mention a whole host of unqualified judges in states with 2 Democratic senators who couldn't have gotten confirmed for the first 4 years and were only jammed through in a lame duck session. When we also could have been passing those spending bills to fund the government so we wouldn't be in this position.
He calls them out. He calls them out, and it's the truth. The media won't show you that. The news won't show you that. Nobody will show you that. And it's unfortunate. It looks like Matt is in here bragging about his first part-time job. He says, I have been working like 50 plus hours a week. Man, good job, Matt. See, guys, Matt, you got to understand, somebody has to pay for all those illegals that came across. And that's you, my friend. That's you. They're going to raise the taxes in Indiana. Oh, man, check this out. Welcome, Matt. I'm surprised. What time is it? I'm surprised he's not asleep right now. It's 6:45 in Mattland. Check this video out here. This is Sink Uger. We've played some of his videos before. He's very similar to me as the John Fetterman. He tries to act like he's a populist, but he's a far left Democrat. They don't like him. He don't like them sometimes. But listen to this right here.
I used to be a Republican growing up. Then I realized they're full of crap, never do anything that they promise. Oh, balanced budgets. When's the last time you guys balanced? Dwight Eisenhower. Okay, yeah, I got it. Tax cuts for the rich. I got it. So I left the party, and did all the Republicans hate me? They were like, oh no, come back anytime. Okay, the Democrats. Did I leave the Democratic Party? No, I ran for Congress as a Democrat. I ran for president in a primary as a Democrat. Democrats said, we don't want to be associated with you because that was literally in court, because you're running against beloved Biden and you're a traitor. But wait, I'm in the Democratic Party. I'm running as a Democrat. How dare you? Wait, what? Okay, and then after the election, hey, listen, that's amazing. MAGA seems to be saying that they agree with us on cutting the Pentagon. Nazi. What? Didn't we want to cut the Pentagon? Yeah, but if you work with the other side at all, even if they're doing the thing that we want, Nazi. Well, guys, you're gonna drive everyone away.
Nazi. Isn't that such the truth? It's the same thing goes for people that are, if you're gay and you agree with men in lingerie dancing for little kids. You're a Nazi. You're a right winger. Even though if you voted Democrat your whole life, you hate President Trump. You hate everything he stands for. But you just think it's inappropriate for a man in lingerie to be shaking his schlong for a little kid, right? Oh, you're a Nazi. And we've seen it. And the reason why they do that is to keep people silenced. That way, other people in the gay community, the lesbian community, and everybody else, nobody speaks out. Why? You don't want to be put in a Democrat gulag. Oh, that was hilarious. Hilarious. So we talked about this earlier. A federal judge in California, San Francisco to be exact, has ordered that 6 agencies rehire fired federal probationary workers after unlawful termination. Now, I believe this has been pushed up, and I didn't have the article. I thought I had it up here, but up to the Trump administration is asking, let me see. Maybe I have it right here. Should be right at the top if because sometimes these windows close once in a while. No. But anyways, there was an article that says the Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to get involved. And this is what you got here, guys. You got Matt, thank you for the Rumble Chat challenge. It says, let's make Josh keep saying schlong. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you, and thank you for your support. But this is what we're going to be dealing with. Oh, there it is. There's another one here, too, about the Supreme Court. And this was from the AP. This says the Trump administration asked the Supreme Court to allow birthright citizen restrictions to partly take effect. Now, this is huge. Again, you, regardless of what country you're from, Europe, Russia, I don't care. You shouldn't be able to travel here. Let's just say whether you're on a plane or you illegally come across our southern border and have a child and that child be considered American citizen. This is about the 14th Amendment. Again, Democrats think anybody that has a child on our soil, that child's an American citizen. Parents don't speak English. They never paid a dime of taxes here. They're not even going to stay here. They're going to go back to Russia. But their kid has now dual citizenship. And so we're going to find out what the Supreme Court rules on that. Because, again, the Trump administration has asked them to weigh in on this and to allow some of the restrictions to take effect. And we need that. I won't make you say it, Jay Lynn. Thank you so much, Jay Lynn. I appreciate you. What else we got here? I love this. The Trump administration, this is from CNN, and Doge are proposing cutting the IRS workforce by nearly 20% starting a month after tax day. What's tax day? April 15th? Is it still April 15th? I can't believe it's... Gosh, I got to start working on those things. I haven't even started looking at my taxes. April 15th, so May 15th, Doge wants to cut 20%. I think that's great. I think that is excellent. If you knew how inefficient the IRS is and some of the people they pay and what they do and how they get away with not working, you would want 20% cut too. And I love this. I love this. And speaking of love, yesterday I loved being able to report that 50% of the people at Department of Education, the federal Department of Education, had been cut from their jobs. And the Los Angeles Times posted this today. And again, we're always going to look for the ones that tug on your hearts, the kids that are discriminated. You know, Johnny only has one eye and one ear, and, you know, he just needed help in his classroom to see and hear. This one says Trump's massive layoff in the Department of Education is hitting San Francisco. Amen. Where the regional branch of the Office for Civil Rights will be shut down. An office already backlogged with investigations into school-related discrimination. How much you want to bet they've never seen the true discrimination? How much they've never investigated when Craig has parents that are politically on the right and he gets treated different in school. No, you know what they do? The discrimination is when you have a boy dressing as a girl and other kids, and some people are like, are we going to help this person out with their mental health condition? Their gender dysphoria? Are we just going to let this slide? Oh, you can't say that. That's wrong. Those are the things. And I'm glad this is getting shut down. And I'm glad it's one in San Francisco. Could you imagine having the Civil Rights Division in San Francisco? The people that believe in open borders, the people that believe men can have babies. Yeah. Not the top of the thing. Oh, and just a reminder, guys, we do have our, let me pull this up. We do have a raffle going on because we're trying to get all the bills paid and we would like to go out of town this weekend. We have a raffle going on. It is for a 75 Oreo Express shop gift card. So I have that in the background here. Some of the shirts we have up there. We got the More Ice Please with the Trump hair. We got Gulf of America shirts, both unisex and the women's V-neck. All our old stuff that is on here. When I say old, a couple weeks old. All this stuff. More than 12 pages of stuff. And if you guys want to help out, you will also get, where did I put them? Oh, get one of our hats. The Make Speech Free Again, either MAGA red, pink, or camo. And you will get a $75 gift card and one of those hats shipped off to you. So if you guys want to enter, we appreciate it. Every $10 entry, our $10 donation gets you in for one entry. So if you do $20, that's 2 entries. If you do $30, that's 3 entries. And again, we're just trying to fund and get caught up on the bills. And then I think we will be traveling this weekend. You can donate at Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army, givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And then if you prefer to use Zelle, you can go over to our Zelle link. It's on our website, theoreoexpress.com. There's a donate now button, and it'll have all our links to donate. We appreciate the blessing. We appreciate you guys helping us out. We can't do it without you. Says, I want the ice shirt. Yeah, I got that. More ice, please. I like this shirt because it takes them a second, and then you can tell the open borders advocates. And if you want to see what we have in our store, head over to the OreoExpress.com/shop. And we have, like I said, 12 pages of stuff. So, we will be picking a winner tomorrow live from all these goodies. Tomorrow live, we will be picking that. So we appreciate your support, and we appreciate you guys helping us out and keeping us afloat. Check this out. Carrie Lake posted this. She put, and again, this will trigger. I love how we're just rapid fire on these libtards. I moved today to cancel expensive and unnecessary newswire contracts for U.S. Agency for Global Media, including tens of millions of dollars in contracts with the Associated Press, Reuters, Agence France Presse. The USAGM is an American taxpayer-funded news organization with an 83-year history. We should not be paying outside news companies to tell us what the news is. With nearly $1 billion budget, we should be producing news ourselves. And if that's not possible, maybe the American taxpayer should demand to know why. $1 billion budget, and they're giving tens of millions of dollars to Reuters and the Associated Press when they could get people in there to write their own stories. Katie, thank you so much for jumping in the raffle. Katie's in the raffle for 5. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate you on Venmo. Listen to this. I seen this last night. Oh, I want the whole thing. Hold on. You'll be fine. Nah, you know what? I'm going to give you the whole thing. Let me pull this one up because you got to listen to how he talks about the debt, not just the meat and potatoes. Should be easy to find. Here it is.
And are you worried that at some point
at the end, I want you to listen to what he says about Trump's end goal. Seems like it's getting dark in here, huh? It's getting windy as heck outside. I'll show you guys in a minute.
Americans are going to feel like there's a bunch of billionaires in Washington who are playing Russian roulette with our retirement?
$2 trillion deficits don't bother you at all. How could you ask me while we're running a $2 trillion deficit and not care? You're destroying the people who have run this country before, are destroying the future for my children and my children's children. I can't have a 50, 75. We have a $36 trillion deficit. And we used to run deficits of 400 billion. Now 2 trillion, everybody's like, who cares? I tell you what, who cares? Donald Trump cares. And when we balance the budget, you know what that means? That means our deficits stop. Interest rates come smashing down. His goal is to have external revenue. You know, the way I think about it, we all are so used to paying taxes. We're so used to it. We have like Stockholm syndrome. You know, don't stop the Internal Revenue Service, God forbid. How about this? The rest of the world leans on our economy, breathes off our economy. Not only is our economy $29 trillion GDP, but we consume $20 trillion a year. We are the buyer of everybody's stuff. We buy everybody's stuff. So who's more important, the people who sell stuff or the people who buy stuff? So we are the buyer of everybody's commodities, products, goods and services. Everything comes from us, right? Let them pay a membership fee. We all understand that model. Let them pay. How about we, you and I, and every single person we know pay less? How about no tax on tips? How about no tax on overtime? How about no Social Security? How about all those things? These are the kind of thoughts that will change America. I know what his goal is. No tax for anybody who makes less than $150,000 a year.
I know what his goal is. No tax on anybody making less than $150,000 per year. That's why he wants Democrats to jump on board and say, hey, guess what? Now, I just want to say something. If Democrats actually supported this country, holy cow, it is coming down outside right now. I wonder if I can pull up the outside cameras. I'll pull it up in a minute. But it's coming down. And Caden's with Rach at the library right now, so they're going to have a fun drive home. If Democrats jumped on board and they said, you know what, China? We're working with our president because we're done with you taking advantage of us. You know what, Europe? You've kind of been riding our coattails for... These countries would be like, oh my gosh, America is aligned. They are putting America first finally. But we'll never get Democrats to do that. Democrats haven't been America first in a very long time. But if they did and they jumped on board and it made America look that much stronger and that much in line, right now the Republican Party is literally aligned more than I've ever heard it be or seen it before. You guys hear that? It's the rain coming down. Oh, it's just absolutely insane. But no tax on tips, federal tax. Now, you know what that means? That means states like California will raise your taxes up 15% because they don't want you to have that money. Speaking of California, look at this. Tariffs aren't a political game. They have real consequences. Families could pay up to $2,000 in additional costs. Grocery prices could rise by $185 a year. $185 a year to bring back manufacturing. They were raised $120 a month under Joe Biden, under Democrat leadership. Look at, I love this one. Gas could raise by 20 to 30 cents. We just passed something in California that's raising our gas 46 cents a gallon. I told you earlier today what I say I paid $4.49, $4.45 a gallon. Highest gas in the nation. Imagine that. Computers, phones, and TVs could rise by nearly 10%. Oh no. Let's just say he was true on all this, which he's not. Cars could rise up to $2,900. States that voted for Trump will carry the burden. Texas, $47 billion impact for business. Michigan, $27.8 billion impact. Arizona, $4 billion impact. American families are going to be deeply impacted. When they were up there and Kamala Harris was that deciding vote for the, quote, Inflation Reduction Act, which gave us 10% inflation. And let's not forget, we have the lowest inflation numbers as of today than we've had in 4 years. Republicans were screaming, we can't spend money like this. We're going to get inflation. Everything's going to go up. Well, guess what? Everything did go up under Biden. Housing, 26%. So if you wanted to get an apartment and it was $1,000, it's now $1,260 a month from Trump's term versus Biden's term. And now we have to put things in place, and it might hurt a little bit. We have to put things in place to get and twist it back down. It's just insane. Some of the highest gas prices I've ever seen in this country under Joe Biden. Not one Democrat. Gavin Newsom didn't care. Because it funded the Green New scam. Gave all kind of money, billions of dollars to NGOs so they could funnel that money back to the Democrat Party. You know, save me, spare me, Gavin Newsom. You have destroyed California. And I'm not done with Gavin Newsom. Check this out. Gavin Newsom, Department of Finance, notified CalAg it needs $3.44 billion loan for Medi-Cal. Why? Why do we need, think about it, that's a lot of money, $3.44 billion for Medi-Cal. We need a loan. Gavin Newsom's asking for a loan. Here it is. Look at Department of Finance, Gavin Newsom. The Department of Finance approved a request for medical providers interim payment fund loan of $3.44 billion on March 4th, to allow the Department of Healthcare Services to complete critical payments. Gavin Newsom has bankrupted our Medi-Cal program. And why? Let me show you how it started. I'll show you how it started. Here we go. This is Supervisor Jim Desmond down there in San Diego. Governor Newsom's Department of Finance just requested $3.44 billion loan for Medi-Cal, a direct result of the state's disastrous decision to expand, let me give it to you, free healthcare for illegal immigrants. The cost of this program has ballooned to $9.5 billion, far more than they estimated. This is the cost of illegal aliens. This is the cost of illegal immigration. We had to make payments, so we had to borrow. Where's the Democrats? Where's the people that care? They don't care about your medical. They don't care if you get cut off of Medicare. If they did, they would have had a problem. Look at this was over a year ago. This was over a year ago. Take a listen. Over a year ago, January of 2024.
Limit to how many people can sign up for this new program. It's an entitlement. So if a million...
hold on. Let me refresh it.
Sign up for this new program. It's an entitlement. So if 1 million people cross the border tomorrow and come sign up for Medi-Cal, can they do that?
I don't believe there is any requirement or lack of a requirement.
Yeah, that's my concern is there's no limits and it's going to create an incentive. We had 300,000 people cross the border illegally last month in December. And if all those people decide to come to California and sign up for Medi-Cal, it's going to bankrupt the system. Can you look Californians in the eye and tell them that adding 700,000 illegal immigrants under Medi-Cal is going to improve their access to health care?
Governor Gavin Newsom's Department of Finance is now telling lawmakers the state needs billions of dollars in loans, all to cover costs associated with Medi-Cal. Newsom's office told lawmakers that they had underestimated how in the red the program is.
How in the red the program is? No. $9.5 billion is what illegal aliens. Yes. Oh man, we need to get rid of all government health care. You know what? I'm sorry. Unless you're on Social Security or you're disabled, you need to pay for your damn health care. It would actually lower the cost of everybody else's health care because you wouldn't be floating around for free. And take a look at this. Take a 9.5. So we need $3.44 billion to cover Gavin Newsom and to cover illegal aliens in California. To pay, listen to how they stated that, and that was government stating that, to pay critical payments. Like these people were going to get cut off. We don't have no more money for Medi-Cal. Doctors are going to stop seeing patients. So if you actually need Medi-Cal and you're an American citizen and you go to that doctor, we're just, again, $3.44 billion is what, that's just insane. Insane. Check this out. And this is insane. This is what they wanted, and this is what Donald Trump is trying to fix right now.
Look at this headline. I couldn't believe it. I texted around. I was like, this can't be real. This happened in the middle of the Biden administration. This is NBC News this morning. Immigration accounted for all, look at that, all U.S. population growth in 2022 to 23, the first time since 1850. So you had the entirety of the increase of the U.S. population coming from immigration, most of it illegal, rather than live births of U.S. citizens. That's stunning. And this as they're cooking the numbers. Bill Malugin, though, sent some real numbers, and I love it. He gives all this data. I just have so much fun on my calculator. He just sent out some new data that gotaways are down to about 77 a day. That is down from 1,080. There you go, 1,830. Amazing number. And the numbers you put up, Emily, I did some back of the envelope math. If you look at the percentage of criminals that are being arrested, because everyone's like, we don't want to get non-criminals, that's our focus. 73.4% of those arrested have been criminals or those with a criminal charge, more than 1,000 gang members. Think about all the lives saved from fentanyl, all the Lake and Rileys out there whose lives might have been saved because this administration's taking it seriously.
Amen. But that is crazy that our entire in the United States, 22 to 23, that our population increase all came from illegal aliens. That's what they wanted. They wanted to overwhelm the system. But we do got some good news from FBI Director Kash Patel. Excellent news from our newly formed Virginia Homeland Security Task Force working with our WFO partners and the Justice Department. And he's sharing out a story from New York Post. Says this team has executed hundreds of arrests of violent criminals in less than 2 weeks, with more to come. Given the early success, the FBI will work day and night to expand this effort to every state in the country. America, more help is on the way. And what it says is FBI's new task force arrests 214 criminals, including Trinidad Ergo, a member, and MS-13 gang members in 2 weeks. We need more of that, guys. We need to get these people like this. Check this out. Meet Rabanellis Pretzantin, a Guatemalan national who crossed illegally and was released into our country by the Biden administration. This is from Libs of TikTok. He was just charged with murder in New York after admitting to killing his 2-month-old baby. He allegedly slapped his baby in the face, punched her in the stomach, and violently shook her. Again, these are Biden's people. These are the people that he wanted to transform America. They were trying to transform America. And if people don't get behind Trump, we're going to get that transformation is going to go through. If we keep allowing Democrats to stop the executive orders and stop what Trump is doing to protect us, we're screwed, guys. I told you, just because he's in office, that doesn't make anything perfect. It's going to take us on the ground. Local city council, local board of supervisors, guys, school board meetings. They're still pushing the trans shit in your schools. I'm telling you right now. Let me see something. I don't hear the rain anymore. I was going to show you the rain. Let's see. Yeah, it's off. So I want to thank you all once again. We do have a raffle going on that we are going to do tomorrow. Either if we do 2 shows, it'll be in our second show, the afternoon show. If we only do 1 tomorrow, it'll be in the first show. This is to try to get, we got a couple more bills to pay and we want to go out of town tomorrow. So if you guys want to help out, we appreciate it. We appreciate the blessings. It's going to be for a $75 gift card to, guess what? The OreoExpress.com. So you could get some of these shirts. And again, there's pages and pages. Let me go 10 pages away and see what's up there. But we have all kind of stuff. The shirt that I'm wearing that says more ice, please. We even got some stuff that's not so subtle where you stand politically. So if you guys want to help out, and you will get 1 of 3. You pick make speech free again, whether pink, MAGA red, or camo. You'll get one of those. You get to choose, and we'll get that shipped out for you. We even have some of, let's see, this right here. That's the old Let's Go Brandon stuff. But we have all kind of stuff. We the people are pissed off. I don't co-parent with the government. That was popular for a while when the school board stuff was going on. Let's see, Rooted, Awake, Not Woke. So there is all kind of stuff on there, and I'm adding stuff daily. I'm going to add some more stuff maybe tonight. I got to work on the weekend stuff. So if you guys want to help out, it is appreciated. You can donate. Every $10 donation gets you 1 entry. So if you do $30, that's 3 entries. Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App $Oreo Army, GiveSendGo.com/Oreo 2024. And also, if you do Zelle, We got a website, theoreoexpress.com. Scroll down. There's a donate now button. It'll have all those links, including Zelle. And let me see. I probably got a notification on this phone. Bobby Rogers is in there. Thank you, Bobby Rogers. Missed you too. Bobby Rogers is in the house. And Jay-Lynn got into Matt's wallet, and Jay-Lynn is in as well. Thank you, Jay-Lynn. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the blessing. We appreciate you. And again, we'll be around tonight. There's no BMX racing tonight because of this weather. So if you guys, if anything comes breaking, any crazy news, we will be live. Make sure your notifications are on. And again, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in, and we appreciate it. God bless you all.